head-ass.
Okay, here we go. There we go. There you guys. Welcome. Wait, no, not yet. Clearly, Ray Harryhausen was the star of this movie, right?
He's the star of all of his movies.
Just me. See? Or is it getting crazier out there?
Hey everybody! Welcome to Late Horror Show. What is going on?
What's up, group?
Nice to see you here.
Well, yeah, you're showcasing a film I actually like. So I gave Dino a hard time last week.
He sure did.
I said, guys, I can't do any more of these shit movies. We got to take a break and do some good movies.
Hey, we'll leave that be because a lot of these shit movies I like and enjoy. Yeah, but I get what you're saying. I get what you're saying.
I mean,
he
likes herpes. I mean, who's he?
What? Oh. Hey, so Clash of the Titans 1981, man, the end of a bygone era.
What a movie.
One of the greatest of all time, Ray Harryhausen, in our eyes, and a lot of people's eyes.
It's like
stop
one of the best
motion
movies that fantasy has to offer.
Yeah, I mean, it can't get no better. Let me say hi to everybody. Jeffrey in the chat, the YouTube chat, Connie Clary, Ed Stewart, welcome back, Teddy says.
Oh, thank you.
Sinead, Justin.
I protested last week. I was not sick. I just protested.
He protested. Vicky,
well, I had a real shit day, too. But.
Yeah. No, he had a couple rough weeks. Vicky Alcorn, just want to say hi to everyone. I really miss not chatting, but am recovering from surgery. I had last week, so I'm watching. I've been with you all in spirit, in the chats, and help thanks.
Cool. Speedy recovery.
Speedy recovery, yeah, Vicky. Appreciate it. And, yeah, much love to you. Justin, how you doing? And... yeah, we got a full house tonight, right?
Yeah, see, you play a movie that's good.
Brian Kirkham, what's going on?
Mofos show up.
Yeah, what's going on?
See, I'm putting asses in seats.
Whatever.
Look at all these tickets we're selling.
So, the tickets? Okay, so hey, everybody. Yeah, I'm glad to be talking about Clash of the Titans this week.
I'm glad to talk about Clash of the Titans anytime.
Me and Ted, one of our... kind of favorite thing in films.
Top 5 favorite movies.
The stop motion. We love stop motion. We're big fans of the old ways of cinema, and that includes stop motion. Ray Harryhausen, the story behind Ray Harryhausen, starting in his garage, and working with his son for hours upon hours.
Well,
I mean, it was his life.
Before that, I mean, he saw King Kong as like a 13-year-old and said, "Yes, I want to do this."
Yeah, and
taught himself how to do this. No one taught him. He learned it on his own through trial and error. Yeah. Found out that the person who created the effects for King Kong was Willis O'Brien. Right. Wrote him letters, communicated with him that way.
Hey, it's Dave Buffet.
Hey, and the Jesus.
What's up?
Eventually, they got to meet
in WWM,
and then Ray had to go off to war.
Yeah.
Came back, got a job working with George Pal, those little Puppetoons movies, and I think Amazon Prime even has some of those Puppetoon movies on there from Harryhausen. If you want to watch, I mean, they're okay. You know, they are what they are.
Yeah, they're all right. Yeah, all right.
But then
Tyrell 72. What's on?
The Tyrell Corporation.
Thanks for doing this movie. So it's great.
See, I told you, asses in seats. Yeah. Look at those numbers watching just going up. Yeah. And
not doing too well there.
What do you mean? You just wait till I get warmed up, man.
Yeah, we're going to have a nice little discussion about Clash of the Titans.
Got his first chance working with Willis O'Brien on Mighty Joe Young, a movie I absolutely love.
Yeah.
I think that monkey is a
Joe,
great movie.
I know, but Joe wasn't mighty and he wasn't young, really.
Oh, he was pretty young and he was pretty mighty.
Oh, yeah, okay. He was.
You know, I mean, I love did we ever do that movie in the show? I can't
We never did Mighty Joe Young. We did King Kong, and we also... did, if you look way back in our video, maybe a couple years ago, we did a Ray Harryhausen. I mean, we went real in depth on Ray Harryhausen movies in a video. So a couple.
I don't know
hours
if we've ever done like one of his movies. We might have done like a Ray Harryhausen show.
Yes.
Talking about everything.
Yes.
All right, that's
a couple years ago, you were even getting a little sick and tired of it, and we came up with the idea to talk about Ray Harryhausen.
He reeled me back in,
and he, we
I can go a couple years, and then I start going, okay, I can't do this.
Clash of the Titans or Jason and the Argonauts. Man, that's my dilemma. Tough one.
Well, I mean, a lot of people do consider Jason the
Rascal's Hobbies
the best Harryhausen movie. I love Clash of the Titans. I mean, I own all his movies on Blu-ray. I love them. I watch them often. Yeah. I'm a fanatic.
Yes, you are.
And, getting back to my story. Then he finally got the chance to work on his own film, which his first film that he supervised himself was The Beast from 20,000 Fathoms.
Yes.
And from that time until
great movie.
Clash of the Titans, he became very involved in the filmmaking process of his films, from script, special effects, and all that. Any director that worked on these films with Ray Harryhausen kind of knew you got to work with Ray. Ray's going to call the shots on some things.
WPR, the bald dude was in Plan 9. What?
I don't know what they're talking about.
I think he's being a smart ass.
About me?
Yeah.
Oh, I wish I was in Plan 9.
Yeah, there's smart asses in the chat.
That's all right. It's better than
Vanek Black Rose. Love your work. Gets me through many nights. Thank you.
All right.
Appreciate it. Yeah.
Smart ass is better than being a dumbass.
After the show tonight, overnight, we have I Love a Mystery all night long.
I thought you were about to say I Love Lucy.
So, and they're kind of a continuation series. If I could pull it up.
Oh, look at that!
Just to let you know there. Yeah, isn't that a good... you like that?
I love all your...
It's I Love a Mystery. It's the fear that crept like a cat. Oh, my Jesus Christ. Something blew up. It's episodes 1 through 20. Bury Your Dead in Arizona. Episodes 1 through 9. The $1 Million Curse, episodes 1 through 15. So those are very good stories. So hopefully you guys enjoy those tonight.
All right.
Plane 9 from Outer Space, Ed Wood. Yes,
I know
WT.
who made it.
We know who made it. So, man, you bring in germs.
Oh
here?
yeah, meant with germs and the
you bring in
fungus
germs
and
and
everything.
stuff.
So from there on, from Beast from 20,000 Fathoms,
Julia Weingartner.
Up to Clash of the Titans.
Love 1981 Clash of the Titans. Incredible.
That's the only one there is.
Actors, top notch, and wonderful metal owl. Yes, we'll talk about all of that.
That other one doesn't even exist.
I keep interrupting. Dave Plouffe, welcome to level 3 support. Thank you, Dave.
Dude, he just power upped. You guys got to catch up.
It's about time, man. No, I'm
power
joking.
up.
I'm joking. Here, before you continue, then I promise I won't interrupt. Here, let me get the stuff out. They got to thank the channel members. Now I got to add Dave's name to it. Get me editing again here.
Okay.
So
if they're giving you a hard time, then don't do it.
And thank you, channel members. You guys can hit that join button down there. Links are in the description, and the links are also above the chat there.
And really, guys, why wait? I mean,
and
don't wait to be the last douchebag to do it.
There's number 3, top level support.
Look at these top level.
What you get, and finally Patreon, and what you guys get. You guys also get access to the Discord group, which is
you get your name in a different color.
Yeah, it's really cool. I had my son helping me set it up.
Oh.
Where there's a bot in there that congratulates people who are like the most active. They get I think Sinead right now you're at like level 5 or something like that. But it's just a fun thing in the Discord group. I kind of gave you guys roles in Discord, like Sinead is Pepe, and there's other level. There's some fun stuff in the Discord group, and
Dino will give you little jobs to do, tasks to do.
Yeah, so there you go.
I want you to moderate this. I want you to do this.
Always learning. Mary, how you doing? Hi, everybody. I love Clash of Titans 1981. Oh, my goodness. Campy and classic. Sorry I'm late. Nice to have you here. Joint button. WPR. Okay, so let's continue on with the movie.
All right.
Let's have some fun
I was just
now.
doing the little background on Ray.
Yeah, I didn't mean to keep interrupting, but that's what I do.
Solo. Like you were saying, he had his workshop in his garage. He would produce, working with the director, seeing the footage, working and doing these special effects, these stop motion effects by himself.
Lord Bison,
never with an assistant until Clash of the Titans, and he had 2 assistants because there was so much. There are more effects in this film,
and this
than
was
I think
his
there are
last.
some of his others.
Yeah, and this was his last film.
It wasn't intended to be his last one, but it became his last one.
Yeah,
for
he retired.
A couple of reasons.
Yeah,
but
well, did I interrupt you?
No.
I mean, it's his last film, and he retired. Basically, I mean, it was the end of a bygone era. I mean, you got CGI coming up, and everybody was using it, and Star Wars was the precursor to all of that.
The film he did before this was Sinbad and the Eye of the Tiger.
Yeah.
And between that and Clash of Titans, you had Star Wars, you had Close Encounters of the Third Kind, you had Empire Strikes Back.
Invader Zim.
And, hell, this movie came out, Clash of Titans came out the same day as Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Infinity Stone. What's going on?
There was that.
Yeah.
But what actually disheartened him the most was a review, and you could, if you read any IMDb stuff, I'm sure it's probably there.
Yeah.
But I got this out of the Ray Harryhausen book. There was a Variety review that said that these...
Donnie and Marie show?
No, the magazine. Variety.
Oh, right.
It really gave it a scathing review. Said that these hokey special effects are so antiquated, and it really got to him.
Yeah.
And it kind of said, you know what? He's like,
I'm done.
I'm not going to do this anymore. If people aren't going to like it, and
the thing is, it's not.
And they had so many other projects planned.
And the thing is, though, and it's nothing against, because I mean, come on, the effort and the artistry it took to do stop motion, but if you were to look at it now, not everybody, but majority of people would look at it. No, it don't hold up as well.
Looks great to me.
No, it does. But I mean, you watch the movie and you see I'm not saying
it's a different
this correctly.
Kind of story. In those types of stories, his types of stories, the characters are mythological.
Like there would be people
and
who
I
don't
like that look.
Yeah.
It gives them that otherworldly look.
Oh yeah, but a lot of
But
people,
I get it. Yeah.
Yes, people would look at it who don't know nothing about that,
and
they would go, "This
looks
looks terrible."
They don't know anything.
They don't understand what went the work that was put into, and the love that was put into creating these figures and
it's
moving
not just
them.
stop motion; it's a performance. There's personality.
Yeah.
Even in, you ever see Valley of Gwangi? Cowboys
Jesse
and
Green,
dinosaurs.
619, what's going on? Yes.
Just little things like the dinosaur, every once in a while scratching his nose.
Yes.
Why the fuck are you going to animate that?
No,
You're just giving the dinosaur a little personality.
Oh, and that's what I love about it.
That's why his are better than others.
This movie, the star of this movie is Medusa.
Oh my God.
I mean, that is the best thing in this movie.
You're supposed to be called Perseus and the Gorgon's head.
Yeah. I mean, the movie's basically a bunch of mythological stories.
Yeah.
Greek mythology thrown together.
Some Roman, some Norse.
Put together. You got all the gods. You got Perseus. It centers on Perseus and Andromeda, but there's other ones thrown in there. The only ones that are thrown in, added as characters, is Calibos.
Right, that was never a character in mythology.
Right, or the Kraken, which
the Kraken's from Norse mythology.
Yeah, but not Greek mythology.
Not Greek or Roman.
But those two kind of thrown in there to add to the story, because over time, a lot of these stories have changed. You don't know where the origin of some of these
or they don't all fit together.
Yeah.
And and so they cherry-picked
Cryptomeria, what's going on?
What would make a good movie? Like, for instance, Pegasus was created from the blood of Medusa's head.
Yes.
So obviously we're not doing that in the movie.
Christopher Frederick, what's going on?
So that's a little background on Ray Harryhausen.
Yeah.
On this film, this is a film that goes back to 1969.
I thought you were saying
of
ancient
the idea.
Greek mythology.
No, the idea to do this film.
How they had film back then.
It was, a way of, but then when,
because Zeus did say Kodak.
But then Sinbad movies got in the way. They did a couple more Sinbad movies in the 70s. And then they had the problem of shopping this movie around to different studios.
Dapper Canuck, what's going on?
Like, for instance, the one studio they shopped it to said, okay, we'll bankroll this, but we want this unknown actor, this up-and-coming actor named Arnold Schwarzenegger to play Perseus.
Yeah.
This is before Conan, after Pumping Iron, before Conan.
Yeah.
And
they said
no.
They said he really couldn't go
Doesn't fit
through
the
most
role.
of the lines even.
Right.
I mean,
so they passed, a hard pass on Arnold.
Yeah.
And so they balked on that. And then finally they got it with MGM, who was really excited about it, threw more money at it, enabled them to attract some big-name actors as far as, like, the British stage is concerned.
Yeah.
I mean, when you get Laurence Olivier, and if you don't know who Laurence Olivier is, GTS, and learn who Laurence Olivier is.
Well, and he also
as soon as you got his name, you got all these other actors saying, fuck yeah, I'll do it, only because he's in it.
Oh, right. I mean, they all had connections. Laurence Olivier, who was kind of sick during the filming of this movie, too. Mm-hmm. I mean, he
was old.
He had some problems, but he was connected to the female in the movie.
I can't remember which one, but yes.
And
they
Ray Harryhausen.
They had done plays together, played husband and wife, I think,
in
a play.
Yeah, so they were all
Maggie
kind of
Smith, who
connected.
a lot of you guys, if you're younger, might know from the Harry Potter movies, Professor McGonagall.
Yes.
Playing Thetis. Ursula Andress playing Athena.
Right.
No. Is she Athena?
No.
Forgive me, I can't remember.
I didn't hear Athena in this movie at all.
She's in it, but I can't remember everybody's name.
But anyways,
Mick Fleetwood's sister's in it too.
Yeah, right.
From Fleetwood Mac.
Ursula Andress. But when you get down to it, and they finally get the movie production company and all that.
Yeah.
The UK basically there were a couple things that they wanted, out of the movie before they would even consider it to be, released and all that. And the one was at the very end of the movie, they wanted Andromeda to be nude, chained up with the Kraken coming, which would have been fantastic.
We got a little...
But we did get a little bit...
beautiful.
Yes, she's beautiful.
And she's only done like 4 movies.
I know.
And I kept thinking, I remember...
Freddie Miranda, what's going on?
But she's just lovely.
She is...
I'd have done all those things for her.
Oh, wait, Lord Bison says, Pumping Iron 2, The Women. Yes. What a fantastic
I don't know.
But anyways...
I missed that one on its initial run.
But that was the... And we do get a glimpse of her side boobage and butt.
Oh, and we get to see some, breastfeeding. That was a big thrill when you were a kid, too. Oh, at the beginning with Perseus and his mother. That was a big thrill when you were a kid. A PG movie. Your mom and dad will let you watch a PG movie.
How did I miss that?
Oh, yeah.
And the other one was Perseus, who was played by Harry Hamlin, who I think he was mostly known for... Was it not a soap opera?
He was on L.A. Law.
Yeah, okay.
That's what he was known for afterwards. Before this, he was practically unknown.
Yeah.
A lot of stage work, maybe one movie under his belt.
But they wanted Perseus. They told them, they said, okay, we don't want him. It was the chopping off of the head of Medusa, because the hero of a movie shouldn't be chopping off the head of anybody or a woman. I don't know. That's what he
exactly
said.
A woman. It's a gorgon.
Well, I know, but that was the second thing that they wanted to get by. And
they didn't get that one.
The third was the Pegasus. Initially, they wanted the Kraken, while it was flying through the air, to basically beat the hell out of it and have an animal abuse kind of stuff.
He knocked it into the water.
So instead, he just kind of hits it, knocks it into the water, and he doesn't die. So that's the
go
plus with it. But yeah, but those were the kind of 3 things. And then the movie was off and running.
Yes.
And
they filmed in a lot of real locations in Spain and in Italy.
Yeah.
Malta. So it had an authentic look to it. They used real ruins in some scenes. So it's got a more authentic look.
Mary says we say release the Kraken around here all the time.
Damn right.
For random things. That's awesome.
I've been known to say it. Let loose the Kraken!
Yes. Which is the paddle.
Usually it's like before I get angry.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, let loose the Kraken!
Yeah, we don't want Ted angry.
No, you don't. It's hard to get me there, but...
He
and as you know, man, I'll go right after kids. It
don't
matter.
he pushed the lake. one time. Lake Erie, you're pissing me off.
Yeah, Lake Erie got me mad. I pushed it 3 inches.
But anyways, the story mainly revolves around Perseus and Andromeda, and there's a whole lot. Heck,
there's a lot going on.
Big things happen. Yeah, right at the beginning. I mean, there's right before anything even starts up in this movie, you get the big
jealousy of the gods amongst each other,
yes,
which is really kind of cool. But the film does start off with
that's in real life. That was the downfall of the Greek gods.
Right. I mean, it was the affairs and the dabbling in human affairs and the constant.
Have you ever called for Zeus?
God bless you.
Oh. Hey, pretty good.
So the film, if you remember, starts off with the king of Argos putting his daughter and her newborn baby into a coffin and throwing them into the sea because this is an illegitimate child of Zeus. And he's taking that sword, sticking it in the air, and going, Zeus, I'm casting her away. I'm killing your kid. And
well, those Greek gods, you should never give too much power to anybody, man. So even Zeus.
He wasn't too happy about that.
Put him in a box and send him out to sea.
Zeus says, we're going to let loose the Kraken. We're going to destroy Argos. We're not just going to kill the king. We are going to completely raze that city to the ground.
Yes.
And then he ensures that Danae and her son, Perseus, arrive at a safe shore, which is Seriphos, a real place, and there he grows into a strapping, young, hairy,
handsome man. Yeah.
And while that's going on,
who gets to gallop around the lake and the fields and lay back with his arms behind his head, stare at the sky and think of women and wine and cheese and crackers.
Cheese? I don't know if they had cheese and crackers. Well, they might have. And I do like in Olympus when you do see Olympus, it's actually kind of. It's kind of plain. It's, very all white marble, smoky up
if
there.
If I was a god, I'd say, I don't like this place.
Right, I'd rather be down there.
I'm moving down on the planet.
Exactly my point.
Yeah.
And so they take great joy
That's why this film is terrible.
Interfering with the lives of humans, I think. Because of their bland
Hey, RTN, what's going on?
So they've got this arena.
Alan Quartermain. Hey, everyone.
And isn't it Alan Quartermain? And, isn't it? I guess there's a little clay figure to represent all the people in the area.
Oh, I love that! And, bring out the chess pieces,
right? And he's what's her name? Thetis. She's a little pissed off at Zeus because he's punished her son, Calibos.
Zeus should have punished her and got rid of her. They were all
because he killed all of the flying horses except for one, the Pegasus.
Yes, he killed,
and he transformed him into a horrible, awesome-looking creature. I used to have that action figure. I had they only made a few action figures of Clash of Titans, and
I know.
The only thing I didn't have was the Kraken.
By Mattel, right?
Right.
Mattel made the.
I didn't have the Kraken, but I had everything else. I mean, they made a figure of the.
I wish I had these things.
The ferryman for the I mean, I don't know why, but
they
didn't make.
Which in Greek mythology, most of the time, it's kind of like a thin, frail old man with a long white beard. And
way better in this movie.
But in this movie, it's like a Grim Reaper skeleton, which is very cool.
So she decides to set Perseus off on an adventure. She tells him, it's time for you to see the world. So she picks up the little clay figure of him and moves him somewhere else.
Yeah. And
he awakes in a theater in Joppa, outside of the city of Joppa. And that's where we meet... Joppa, J-O-P-A. And that's where they meet Burgess Meredith. His name's not Burgess Meredith.
It's Bilbo Baggins. His name's Bilbo Baggins.
I love Burgess and is there anybody else ever named Burgess?
I'm trying to do his way. I love Burgess.
I can't even do his voice.
No, I know. I'd have to sit there and think about it. I can't remember now. But anyway.
He's awesome in this movie.
His name's Bubo.
No, it's Amon. The owl is Bubo.
Yeah, what? Oh, I blew that. What the hell? Why was I thinking Bubo? Okay, so that wasn't it. That was the owl, who, in this movie, they were trying to play off of Star Wars, and...
Why did they say that? Bubo doesn't look anything like R2-D2.
No, but you watch this movie, the actions, the comical side of it, and the beep, 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 reminds you of R2-D2.
Bubo has way more personality than R2-D2.
Ted.
Do you agree?
Let's... right, of course.
Bubo's got more personality in his left wing than R2-D2's got in 9 movies.
Oh, wait. Yeah, no, I kind of... But why so offensive? Why are you offended?
Because I just don't really see... Just because
I watched the movie.
I've never once thought that this owl reminds me of R2-D2.
Because there's something wrong with you.
I mean, just because there's a funny character, now it's R2-D2? I mean...
If you watch Star Wars and you're a fan of Star Wars, and then you watch this movie...
I know Star Wars better than you do.
You look... You probably do.
Yeah, that's right.
So
you want to fight about it?
my point being... How can you not know?
Never once thought that.
Okay, well...
Because they're two separate things.
It's quite odd. I don't know. Ted's...
I think if you hadn't have read that somewhere, you probably wouldn't think it.
I didn't read it nowhere. I was watching the movie and going, that's the R2-D2 sidekick.
Where's the C-3PO then?
The dude's going deeper.
So just because something goes beep and chirp, it's
yes,
it's
it's a medical. It's a metal robotic owl that comes to be the little comical little.
I think anybody that compared those two don't know what they're talking about.
Okay, moving on. Teresa Lee! Sup, Dino and Ted just finished Lawnmower Man with Pierce Brosnan. Loving the show. Oh, well.
I wish you had just finished Clash of the Titans.
Yeah, you should have finished Clash of the Titans.
That's what you should have done.
Teresa Lee, not Lawnmower Man, but...
I think I saw that once, and I haven't seen it ever again.
Yeah, I've never seen it
I don't even remember if I liked it.
I think I seen it when it first came out.
Yeah.
I think I remember it being okay.
Yeah, I just don't remember.
But, yeah, it's a...
I can't really say anything about it.
So on to Clash of the Titans.
And where was I?
I don't know.
Oh, yeah. So Amon is a playwright, and he's going to sort of, I guess we'll say he's the Obi-Wan Kenobi character.
There you go.
There we go, because they're just totally ripping off Star Wars, even though this script was written before Star Wars came out.
Well, you know there was a lawsuit later on.
There was
a couple years later.
Damn lawsuit.
They were blaming them on ripping off George Lucas.
George Lucas would never sue Ray Harryhausen because he's on record saying without Ray Harryhausen there'd be no Star Wars.
Well, yeah, and George Lucas, he ripped off every movie and every other
prior
director in history.
If I was Akira Kurosawa,
for
I would
his
have
movies.
sued the pants off of
George Lucas just had money to put things together. The imagination,
Schmookus.
Yeah, somebody plopped Lucas in the toilet and forgot to flush him, and he came out and made a bunch of movies.
Someone needs to
Wait, what?
You know what somebody needs to do?
What?
Tie him to a chair.
Yeah.
Show him the original trilogy special editions and those 3 prequel movies and show them at him. Don't like Clockwork Orange style with his eyes open like this.
Oh, yeah.
Until he promises never to fucking do it again.
Yeah, don't add any more stuff. He may get senile one day, and he may add stuff that you're like going, what?
Yeah, what else?
Well,
yeah.
wait, didn't he sold those movies? Didn't he to Disney? Didn't he?
Yeah, he sold them to white slavers, he said.
Yeah.
Those are his words.
So we don't need to worry about that. Brian Kirkham says C-3PO sucks.
I don't think he's really integral to the movie. He's comic relief.
Let's not get down on the original 3 Star Wars. Those are fantastic films.
Right. I'm just saying, the story happens whether it's 3PO's in it or not.
Yeah. So anyways, Obi-Wan.
Yeah, no.
I mean...
back to Zeus. Zeus is okay with what Teddy's did. It's like, fine, you want to set him off on an adventure? Fine. We're going to give him, since you did this to him, we're going to give him a few increments to use.
Same here, Mary. Yeah.
You know, we're going to give him a sword. We're going to give him a shield. We're going to give him a helmet that makes him invisible. And might I add that one of the first things he does with that helmet is sneaks into a chick's room while she's sleeping. Gotta love him.
Yeah, that is what he does.
I mean, if I was ever like Perseus, yeah.
He's like, yeah, I want to go see that.
Not the first thing, but one of the first things.
I want to go see that Andromeda, and yeah, he sneaks in there. Well, and he finds out that her soul is, or whatever, is coming up and out and going into the golden cage where the vulture.
Man, I don't need the chick to have a soul.
Also Greek mythology. Flying it off to Calibos.
Perseus is like, I just need a hole, preferably some heat.
Oh my god! Okay, we got that's
kid. It was a little creepy.
That's PG a little bit better.
It was a little creepy for Perseus, but he gets to Joppa, and sees this guy being burnt at the stake. It's real horrible.
Speaking at the vulture that was there,
Pretty bitchin'.
Looked out the window just yesterday.
See some buzzards?
3 of them were...
We get buzzards out here.
We're 10 feet away, pulling the guts out of the squirrel and just eating away.
Did you film it with your phone?
I tried to. I couldn't get close. You think iPhones, brand new iPhones, would be able to get a nice, good close-up picture.
Damn, I'd like to see whatever you got. I'd love to see that. But
yeah, no, I'll show you what I got, but it's not a whole... But yeah, no,
he finds out,
looks just like the vulture on here. So
yeah, it finds out that there's a curse on Joppa, that the Princess Andromeda was supposed to marry Calibos, but then he got horribly deformed by Zeus for killing all the winged horses, and she refused to marry him. So now there's a curse on Joppa where anyone, not just royal suitors, but anyone can propose to the princess. Yeah. They just have to answer one of Calibos's riddles. Yeah. And no one has been able to do it yet.
Except for Perseus.
But, Perseus is like, well, a riddle, why do all this for a princess? And he's like, well, she's, you ain't seen her, she's hotsy-totsy. So that's why he sneaks up there.
Well, yeah.
And then, sort of sees, like you said, her spirit leave her body.
Which is a cool
and go
scene.
with this buzzard in a little cage to the swamp, the marshes, because Calibos is now the lord of the marsh. Yeah. And he follows.
Yes, he does. And ends up seeing what's going on with it. And Calibos looks a lot like the gargoyle in Gargoyles, the made-for-TV movie.
It's got some... Doesn't he? With that nose and all that. I could see that a little bit. Yeah. I could see that a little bit. That looks like style makeup.
Yeah, looks like better. That to me. Yeah. But he sees that he puts this necklace on Andromeda.
He's trying to buy her love. Like, can't you just love me again? And she's trying to rub in his face. Please lift the curse.
Artemis, what's going on? Nice to see you. Chris Cullen, what's going on?
Yeah.
Other than old-time comedy, makes me laugh. Ted does a pretty good job. Edward Stewart. We try. Whatever. But he sees as she's leaving again. Right. He sees the footprints.
Yeah, that invisible helmet. Don't do nothing for the footprints.
So they get into a fight and all that.
A
tussle, and he ends up. You don't know what happens.
Right.
You think he probably killed Calibos, but no, he pitied him, and you'll find out that he pitied him, and everybody pitied Calibos.
Right.
And,
it's the throne room, and
he comes in there and says, "I will marry you."
Yeah, Perseus walks in there, and she kind of, almost like from a dream, recognizes him. Yeah, and he's like, tell me your riddle, because he heard. Riddle being written there.
Riddle me this.
That's right. He saw the riddle there and realized, he answered the riddle. It had to do with Calibos's ring. Yeah. And so they're going to get married. And they're going to have the wedding. And then stupid mother, the mother, Cassiopeia, in the goddess Thetis' temple, makes the statement that her daughter is even more beautiful than Thetis herself. Oh, yeah, sure. This is going to go over well with jealous gods.
Craig Nedoff, there's an ancient ongoing war between eagles and owls? Okay, go ahead.
Maybe. Huh. And, the palace room shakes. The head of the Thetis statue falls off. And
you see her face,
says, because you have, insulted me in my own temple, I demand the life of your daughter. In 30 days, she is to be sacrificed to the Kraken.
That's freaking awful. Why? I mean, these are Greek gods, and they have no,
That's what made them a little bit more human, in a way.
Oh, human, 100%. I mean, the evil that comes out from jealousy and all that power, all that, between the gods Zeus and her.
That's what made them so interesting.
It's like they're battling together here, because Zeus did that to Calibos, her son, and she's going to do to his son. Kind of the similar thing, but you think Zeus would have the ultimate power, which he, in the end, does.
He does, but each god has their own power. Yeah. Each god, there's temples devoted to them. There's people who follow that particular god or pay devotions to that particular god, and you can't be humiliated in your own temple.
Alan Quartermain says Calibos has James Caan hair.
James Caan.
There were a couple people in this movie that had James Caan hair. Hey, it was all red and
nothing wrong with James Caan hair.
No. McDougal McStiffy. Hello from Roswell, my friend. Nice to see you in the chat as we talk Clash of the Titans, 1981.
So, they got to come up with an idea. Is there any way to defeat the Kraken?
Yeah, the Kraken.
And Aemon says, well, there's no way known to man, but there might be a way known to women.
Who said that?
Aemon.
And that's where in the Greek mythology people gathered around in churches and stuff, and that's where they came up with the thing, Amen.
This is why we're going to run out of time.
What? Oh, okay. That's what I was told. I think my parents told me a lot of things that were wrong.
So they go on this journey.
Thus you say amen.
To basically bully these 3 old ladies. The Stygian Witches.
The Stygian Witches, who were awesome.
Awesome
they all had like no eyes, and
like not even holes.
Covered up. I mean, cheap makeup effects. You know, Harryhausen should have blended that a little bit better.
And
with mascara. I mean,
he didn't do that.
Revlon.
He did the stop motion.
Yeah, that's true.
He didn't do that.
But they needed a little bit more Revlon colored skin care.
He said, Paul Mitchell should have been doing a better job on that.
But all 3 witches were great, and they love young men to boil them and eat them.
Yeah, or even in the pot, you see a hand
come out.
Get back. And the only way they can see is they have to. Evidently, they didn't have 3 of them at the store. They only have one crystal, and they can see through this eye.
And they're all 3, sisters to Medusa, who Perseus is trying to get to.
Well, they're the ones that are going to tell him that the only way to defeat the Kraken would be the head of Medusa.
Right, and only because he has Bilbo Baggins fly down and grab
because
the eye.
they encounter Bubo on the way to the Stygian Witches.
Yes.
And it's this little owl, and it's kind of funny that only... It's sort of like in Star Wars how...
You know the Stygian Witch's favorite fish?
What?
The sturgeon.
Oh, the sturgeon.
Yeah.
It's maybe a little unlike Star Wars, I should say, where only Perseus can understand Bubo. But in Star Wars, it seems like Luke
because
and 3PO can
understand
these clicks and things, and nobody else can. And
another copy of Star Wars.
Yeah, well, yeah. Even though the script was written before Star Wars came
out.
They're copy. So yes, they use Bubo to grab the eye, give it to Perseus, and now that he's got some leverage on them, tell me how. They tell him Medusa's head. He gives back the eye, here, catch, and throws it wherever. The eye! Give us back the eye!
It was almost like Smeagol.
I'll make you find me my precious eye, Frosty.
Medusa.
I love how they all shared it, too. Let me see it! Let me see it!
You've had it long enough.
You've had it long enough.
What a bunch of bitches.
The Dark Soul! Hello! Scott Perkins! Hello! What's going on?
Every time I take a drink, something's leaking.
Nice to see everybody. You're leaking?
For Christ's sake.
You dribble, yeah.
Dribbling.
What's happened?
So I can't remember the name of the island where Medusa lives off the top of my head.
Oh, yeah.
But they have to cross the river Styx to get there.
The river Styx.
Now they have to call
Here's
the
a coin for the ferryman.
The ferryman.
Yeah. And I don't know why they call it the river Styx, because there's no Styx anywhere.
It's Styx.
The river Styx, as in Styx.
Even somewhere around here, not too far from here, there's River Styx Road. I'd love to live on that street.
So what does STYX stand for?
I don't know.
In the definite.
Maybe that's like that was supposed to be the river that took you to the afterworld, or to the underworld or whatever.
There you go. Maybe that makes a lot of sense.
So Perseus
is that like the eye in the overnight radio streams mansion room?
I guess.
Dave Buffet says, yeah.
Exactly. You should put the witches, just flash them on there. Give us back the eye.
Give us back the eye.
That's what they'll all be saying if you take it away.
Yeah.
Take the eye away.
Yeah.
Give us back the eye.
It's been, it crawled onto the carpet a couple nights ago.
Crawling eye.
Yeah.
So
the mansion room on this channel is awesome, said Lord Bison. They all
this is a mansion. It's not a room. It's a mansion.
No, on the overnight radio show.
Oh, yeah, that too.
Yeah. Okay, so let's,
So
he's off to the island.
with a couple of no-name guys.
To get Medusa. Yeah.
And through the course of their adventures there, they run into something called a Diosculus, which is supposed to be a 3-headed dog, but it's a 2-headed dog in the movie.
Yeah.
And that's kind of bitchin'.
One less animated thing he
Right,
had to
right.
mess with. But
Kind of like how in It Came From Beneath the Sea, the octopus only has 6 tentacles, not 8.
yeah.
But the real thing is when they finally get in there and we come face to face with Medusa,
Oh.
who one look from her can turn you to stone.
And this is the best part of the movie for me.
It's one of the best stop motion things I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah, and one of the things that stand out for me as a kid. I mean, it doesn't matter when you've seen
scaly
this.
boobs.
If you've seen it, oh yeah,
I knew it.
And
I knew
if
it.
you've seen it 50 years ago, 40 years ago, 10, I mean, that's going to be the standout scene. The battle between Perseus and Medusa.
Just appreciate all those snakes having to be manipulated
And moved
and he did that. You know,
and how she
hand.
slithers and the light flickering to cast the shadows of Medusa on the walls and it was fabulous, and there's nothing like it
right. It's the highlight
in
of the whole
any
movie.
movie that I've ever seen, and yeah, it was just fantastic.
And that's the thing. When you were a kid, I saw this when I was, I don't know, maybe not even 10. I don't know. I mean, because it was one of those movies. I didn't see it in a theater.
Yeah.
But movies came to cable a little
JLR,
bit quicker.
what's going on? Nice to see you.
And I watched it on cable all the time.
Styx is a deity in a river, according to Wiki. Thank you,
All right.
STYX. So the river Styx. Yeah, makes
There we
sense.
go.
Yeah.
And I watched it so much. I mean, and I still watch it a few times a year. I love it. And by the end of this scene, Perseus is the only one to survive. And he does manage, through a little bit of wit and trickery.
As they were all coming through the little cave to get to her little place, I like how they got the torch lit there and stuff. And when they got to the end of it, the guy threw it down. Like they were
'cause there were
never
other
going to
torches in there.
return. Oh, was there? I didn't.
Well, I mean, inside the chamber where Medusa was, there were torches lit.
Well,
Well, plus you don't
How
want her
are
to
they
see it
doing?
either. You're trying to be
That's a
stealthy.
big goof.
You don't want to see some big fire thing moving. She's going to know you're there.
And I like it. I like when he's in there too. He tells all of his soldiers. He says, use the inside of your shield
yeah.
as a mirror because evidently they're that shiny. But at least
The other two
his
guys
is-
are like, mine's not.
mine's dull.
I can't see shit.
But Perseus is so like silver clad, reflective that I mean it's like a TV. So he uses that as a
720p.
reflection. Yeah, 1080. Yeah.
So that's how he actually gets Medusa's
1920.
head, by using the mirror to make her think that he's in front of her, and he ends up getting her head off. But it's such a tense scene. Like you're on the edge of your seat when you're watching it.
Yeah, and the
oh my
rattle.
God, how's he gonna get it? Oh,
Yeah.
the rattle.
The
And it's
rattle
always good
sounds.
when he does cut it off. Her body goes down, all this blood pours out, and it's
Well,
so cool.
and he gets the voice from his father saying, like flashing back to use the
guard
shield.
well this shield.
go-
For one day, it will guard your life.
Yeah, for one day, and for that split
That's the exact
second,
quote.
and he throws it, and it lands perfectly right where Medusa sees her reflection.
And the
of
shield
him.
ends up going into the blood.
Yeah, and the blood.
And blood melts it.
Yeah, what's up with
So
that?
all he's got left now is the sword.
Well, and we'll get to that later on when Calibos hits the. Well, he chops her neck off. I mean, the head off, and not her neck because the head.
Kill the body and
part
the head
of
will
it.
die.
Yeah, and he puts it in a sack and takes it back with him,
Right.
and he's got it hanging on a tree as
Him
they're
and
all
the
sleeping.
rest of the guys.
Yeah, and
And who shows up?
it's another cool scene where Calibos comes.
He must have been following him the whole time.
That's what I was saying. I'm
like Gollum, man, just following
yeah,
along,
yeah.
checking
I'm
him
like,
out.
Calibos is all over the place, man. Wherever he is.
Oh, and now
Calibos
he's got
is-
like a fake hand. He's got like a metal spiky hand.
Yeah, like that was an awesome, like
He
weird thing
pokes
to
the
put in his-
head through the bag, and the blood that drips out becomes these giant
Hey, hit
scorpions.
that thumbs up, man, if you like the show.
Yeah. These
Only if you
giant
like it.
Scorpions.
Don't if you don't.
And that fight is awesome. It looks real.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I mean, they're all, the tails are going, the clampers are going.
That was
they're
one-
grabbing tails, chopping off tails,
Yeah.
chopping off claws.
Yeah.
That
was
Perseus
one-
don't even have his goddamn sword. He's
No.
using a torch. There's that one guy, Perseus! and then that music swells, and you're like, oh yeah, you're in for it now, bitch.
He catches the sword.
Yes.
Yeah. Cuts off the tail, like the tail of the But
Right.
yeah,
and I think all of those guys die from
yeah.
the scorpions except Perseus. Who,
Yeah.
I mean, he's wiped. And then he has to fight Calibos. Calibos is going to whoop his ass.
Yeah.
He's got a whip.
Yep.
And Perseus ends up, just taking that sword and boom, right in Calibos's guts.
Yeah, he throws it.
Kills his ass.
Yeah. And
And,
Calibos is dead.
Yes. And we haven't talked about Pegasus. There was a scene where...
Let's talk about Pegasus,
where,
because he's a sweet little winged horse.
Because Perseus... goes back to when Perseus was going to follow the buzzard.
Who gallops like he's hitting ground.
Right. Perseus needed a way to follow that buzzard.
I would just have left the legs dangle while the wings were taking him.
You okay? Crack something.
Hit the glass, but yeah.
But there was a kind of a cool scene where Perseus tamed Pegasus. So,
Calibos was a hater.
Big hater.
Calibos was
a sore loser.
He was an evil guy.
But I mean, if you thought you were going to be going to Pound Town every night with Andromeda, and then all of a sudden you look like this.
Yeah.
Right. I'd be bitter too, probably.
Come on, love me for who I am.
So
Pegasus is.
We know
the sweet little horse.
Calibos has Pegasus. So Bubo, he says, Bubo, can you go and free the Pegasus? Get his ass here.
Yes.
Get him, to Joppa, help me out.
Yeah, I need to get somewhere fast, and Pegasus can get me there in 3 minutes instead of 3 days.
Right.
Yeah.
Although it does seem like, Perseus pretty much walks back to Joppa with Medusa's head.
Yeah.
And he collapses in the theater arena. And, time's
wiped
running out.
Yeah,
Time's
wiped
running out. They're getting Andromeda ready, getting her up over to the
altar. And I like when they shoot up to the gods and Zeus.
Yeah.
Perseus is laying there in the little arena that they got up there in Greek god.
Thetis is rubbing it in. It's
Greek
almost
god.
time.
And he hurries up and, when she turns away, he stands him up.
Right.
So that he's got his energy and his,
right.
about him again.
Just a little cheat.
Little boost. Yeah,
and,
a little cheat.
It is kind of,
we must obey by rules.
It's like he's so proud of him.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, he's overly proud of his son.
Well, he survived.
And wants him to win.
He survived through all that stormy sea.
Right. And
they don't even go into backstory of that. I mean, he lived off raw fish while his dead mother was in that little floating coffin.
I don't know. He was suckling the teat, I guess. I don't know what she ate.
I don't know.
Hangnails, probably.
Hangnails?
All there is to eat is hangnails and toenails.
There's nothing in the middle of the ocean.
Armpit skin, you rub some skin off.
The story says that she chewed on what was left of that coffin ship until it was barely nothing, like a flat
couple of boards.
And she made it.
Hopefully Seraphos wasn't that far away.
Through that. I mean,
sounds like they got there in a couple days.
Yeah, because they did use a fat from animals to waterproof the bottom. So
I'm glad you know this.
The whole ship was edible.
The whole goddamn ship you could eat.
It's all edible.
It was like Wonka's factory. Everything's edible. The
Mary,
snozberries taste like snozberry. Did someone say Pound Town?
Pound Town, Mary. There was a bottle of alcohol.
Thought he was going to go to Pound. Sorry.
There is a bottle of alcohol in Japan called Scorpion with the yellow scorpion inside minus the tail. Yeah.
There is a candy store here called Be a Sweeties where you could buy a sucker that's got some tiny little... I thought the smaller the scorpion was, the more poisonous it was.
Well,
they got one that's so small that's in a sucker.
Yeah.
I'm not going to eat it.
Well, they're taking the poison part off of it.
I don't care. I wouldn't eat the filthy motherfucker.
And once they die, doesn't the poison become...
I'll tell you what. You go to Sweeties with me. You buy one of them suckers. We'll do a show. You eat it. We'll watch you die. Be a snuff video.
They're selling poison to the kids.
I never saw anybody buy one.
Hand them out at Halloween is what we'll do.
So what happened? So Perseus on Pegasus. He's
Luke.
coming to save the day. The Kraken has been unleashed.
Yes,
by Poseidon. And boy, what a monstrosity that damn thing is.
What, Poseidon?
No, the Kraken.
What
a bitchin' monster.
Yes, but...
It looks a little bit like the same monster, the Emir from 20 Million Miles to Earth.
It does.
Is that what you were going to say?
Well, no, it looks like that. But no, I have to mention, and it's not put down in a film, it's just, for some reason, every time I saw Poseidon under the water,
Mm-hmm.
I started to laugh. He looked so funny. He was making this expression.
Well, because
Under the
he's
water,
amazed. See, the Titans were the gods before
I know.
the Olympian gods.
It was just how they
We're talking
shot
like
it
H.P.
with the
Lovecraft
water.
Cthulhu kind of gods.
I know, but merman underneath the sea there
Merman.
with legs. With legs under the water. Poseidon has legs.
He was beside himself.
Even Perseus. He shouldn't have been flying the darn Pegasus. He should have been like in real Greek mythology. He should have had wings on his sandals flying around the sky.
I thought that was Mercury.
Oh, that was Perseus. Am I wrong?
Usually.
Say! No! Look that up after. I am pretty sure.
Well, they'll do it for us.
I'm pretty sure in Greek mythology, Perseus
Mercury. That's Roman.
flew by the wings on his sandals. Tell me if I'm wrong. Wiki it. But anyways, okay,
But,
let's finish this King Kong style with
King
Fay
Kong.
Ray tied up for the
Yes!
King Kong.
Very good analogy.
Yeah.
There's a little bit of drama. Pegasus gets knocked in the water.
Well, there's
Medusa's
drama,
head
right?
gets knocked in the water. Perseus swims up to shore without Medusa's head. He's trying to, maybe I can use my strength to pull these iron chains apart. No go. Bubo, thank goodness for Bubo, saves the day with that Medusa head, drags it up on the shore.
Well, when he is coming in and Andromeda sees him, like Pegasus is flying with Harry Hamlin on his back like at least a half a mile an hour.
Half a mile an hour at least.
And I'm like going,
Minus wind shear.
you better speed the hell up. Otherwise, the Kraken's going to knock you in the water.
Being awful.
And guess what
lackadaisical.
happens?
What happens?
Pegasus gets knocked in the water.
That was what the producers wanted.
And I don't know if he got knocked out because Pegasus didn't re-emerge from the water until everything was done.
Horses can hold their breath a long time.
I think this was a mer horse.
Could be.
Pegasus
it's a bird horse, mer horse.
Had the wings and had like gills underneath.
They can hold in a lot of air in their buttocks as well.
Oh, that's right.
They
And
suck
and
it in.
the oxygen that
Right.
comes from there.
And
Yeah,
evidently
that's right.
it works that way.
Brandon Fernandez, how you doing? What's up?
What's
Mercury had the wings. Not Perseus. Okay, so I'm wrong. I admit it. Okay. But I could have
You have
sworn
no choice but to admit.
could have sworn, man. But anyways, there you go.
You don't mess with me. I'm too
Poseidon
fast.
and
I'm
the
too
film
slick, I'm too
immortals
smart.
turned the water into oil. Yeah, well, gods can do whatever.
So finally,
Yeah.
Perseus lifts up that Medusa head. Yeah, suck on this, Kraken. Yeah, yeah. How you like me now? And it turns
Kraken
him to
turned
stone. And it's awesome.
It's a shame that the whole city or whatever and mother and everything strung the daughter up and to the.
They had to.
No, they could have all died for her.
You're right.
They could have stood up to the gods for the first time and said, "We are not letting our princess die."
Yeah. How'd that work for Argos?
Yeah, I
beginning
know,
of the
but
film.
maybe
Just
one of
saying.
these times it might work.
Yeah, maybe once. And and not only does the Kraken turn to stone.
I was buffering there for a second.
Buffa.
Solomon Overhead. Wow, that's a nice name. Reborn from the blood of Medusa in the water.
Yes. Practically, because that's where Pegasus came from. Yeah. And not only does the Kraken turn to stone, it just cracks and crumbles into the sea.
Yeah, why is that?
And then Perseus takes Medusa's head and says, "I'm going to kill every living thing in the water," and throws Medusa's head into the sea.
So he got rid of all fish and everything.
Well,
huh?
maybe just the ones in the vicinity. I don't know. Maybe they could peck at her from behind and eat her.
They mentioned early on in the film that they were having a really bad algae problem during that
That's in
shoot.
the deleted scenes.
Oh.
Joppa's got an algae problem.
Lady-
And at that moment, that's when Pegasus flies out. Perseus and Andromeda get married. Everybody's happy. The gods, Zeus. What?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Chris Cullen, 28. I think Perseus may have stolen Hermes' winged sandals on one of his quests. I think that's what I remember in the story. Maybe that's probably it.
He knows.
The Dark Soul, God of War 3 has the best Poseidon death by far.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you're a gamer, there you go.
I don't know anything about that, but yeah.
Hot notes.
I only play Nintendo. And Perseus and Andromeda get hitched.
Yeah.
You know, he's the heir to Joppa, which is just like
and then the story goes on that goes on to have many sons.
Many brave and handsome sons.
Yes.
And the gods, you know, they're like...
Wasn't the Kraken still made out of stone in the Game of Thrones?
I don't know.
No, maybe not.
All I know is that Zeus says, you know, Perseus has done well. I forbid any kind of... Don't you people
seek
be
any
sneaky.
revenge. Don't you do
He
anything.
has done well. And someone even says, more men like
who
are
challenge
brave,
the gods.
or who are brave and true. It's like, then they would have no need for us. But he says there's enough, you know, decrepit, lying, cheating, sneaky people down there to last, you know, 1,000 lifetimes.
Yeah.
And you see where that got them.
Yeah.
And then I do love the end of the film where they show, you know, that we're going to put his story into the stars. And they show the constellations and everything.
And we put Perseus in the stars.
But really,
to carry on his legacy for all eternity.
I would say anybody who's watched this movie
Andromedans.
from our generation, this is
Lost
really...
in Space went to Andromeda.
Your first... Lost
Yeah.
in Space went to Andromeda.
Yeah.
Lost in Space. Try watching that show now.
The original?
It's terrible.
Oh, it's campy, cheesy fun.
Listen.
Okay, let's not get down on it. Come and continue your...
and cheese mean bad.
Continue your rant.
Yes, my rant. That's your first introduction to Greek mythology. I'm sure it was probably your first introduction. You know,
this?
Probably one of your first things. You know, you might have watched Jason and the Argonauts or something like that. But as far as depicting the gods and all these things and the interplay between everybody, this movie, at least for my generation, I think was one of the first experiences we had with it.
Well,
and then you get to be a sophomore in school, and then you have to read that Edith Hamilton book, mythology, and
right.
you learn like, hey man, Clash of the Titans. None of this shit's in Clash of the Titans.
No, I think I remember reading books and stuff like that before I saw the movie.
Well, maybe you did, maybe you didn't.
I was very well read.
Mm-hmm.
It was hot that day, man. I couldn't put on any suntan lotion. Let's see.
And not only is Clash of the Titans one of Ray Harryhausen's best movies, it's also one of Ted's top 5 favorite movies.
Of all time.
Up there with Good, the Bad, and the Ugly, King Kong, Blade Runner, and Flash Gordon.
Yeah. Yeah, I got different lists, but it's a
your list is wrong.
It's a fantastic movie. Schultzy, what's going on? I think I went to the theater and watched this with my dad when I was a little kid. Very cool.
I wish I could have saw it in a theater.
Oh.
And I know, that was the kind of movie my dad and I would sit there and watch. He loved it. I loved it.
The 70s had the Shazam ISIS Hour, but the ISIS show was boring. I wouldn't know. I think it's before my time with the...
You don't remember the Shazam show?
The Shazam and ISIS Hour?
Yeah, there was a Shazam, it was almost like a Sid and Marty Krofft if it wasn't a Sid and Marty Krofft kind of show.
Okay.
Yeah.
John Williams composed the score Lost in Space TV series, including the theme.
Well, John Williams did the score for lots of movies that suck.
He did.
Although, sometimes his music is the best part of those movies.
Calibos was supposed to be Pan, maybe.
They said that Calibos is actually from a Shakespearean play. I don't know if it was Pan. I don't know the character, but from something. It's taken from something else.
Yeah, we're buffering again. Hopefully, you guys can see us.
What's up with your Wi-Fi?
I don't know what's going on.
It's just such a wonderful movie, a wonderful fantasy film, beautiful stop motion animation, a lot of winners, fine acting, good music. Really, it's got like everything. Like next to King Kong, it's got everything.
And we really didn't do a thing on Tourist Trap, but
I can sum it up for you in about 2 seconds. Don't waste your time.
I can say though that there was a certain charm about the movie that I really enjoyed. From the pure psychokinesis part of it to
which made no sense.
to the mannequins, which were unbelievable, to the one dude looked like Leatherface, kind of. Well,
I noticed that too.
Yeah. Okay, so yeah. Well,
but I mean, why do we get Tanya Roberts and no Tanya Roberts boobs?
No, well,
huge, let down.
It was. I know.
There was supposed to have been
a PG-13
in that movie, and that director was too embarrassed to ask those girls to take off their clothes, so he asked them, "Do you want to take your clothes off and do this little nude scene?" And they all said no. The director, you don't ask them what they want to do. You say,
"Oh my God,
girls, let's get butt naked and jump in the water."
Yeah, no, and she's done it. I think she did it in later films, didn't she?
Every movie.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah.
Well, except maybe the Bond movie she was in. Okay, but the Bond movies are a little classier.
And that '70s show, which
Okay, well that was TV.
Yeah.
And now she's gone. We'll never see them boobs again.
Yeah, she just recently passed.
I know.
Yeah, it's a shame.
That was a weird one. Wasn't she the one where
Wasn't
she was dead, but then
that.
she was alive, and she was actually dead? And
yeah,
there was some back and forth. They couldn't decide.
Yeah, kind of an unexpected, weird thing when she passed on.
Oh, unexpected, all right.
Especially if you're that '70s show fan. So, but yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed me and Ted in our rambling of movies.
Clearly, by the number of likes and the number of people in the chat.
Oh yeah,
everyone enjoys it.
Make sure you give a thumbs up.
We did popcorn. We had 6 people in the chat.
And we're not sure what we're going to talk about next week.
I guarantee it'll be something good.
Oh yeah, and get ready for I Love a Mystery, spooky old time radio shows.
Sounds good.
In about 40 minutes. So you guys got that. Lord Bison, Michael Myers would not survive in South Central LA. The gangs would cut him up with shotguns and AKs.
I think I could probably get by. I think I could get along with everybody. I think I'm crazy enough, buck wild enough.
I think I'd blend in too.
To get along. Well. I don't know about blending in. If you and I could blend in, but
yeah,
we could bring the Crips and Bloods together.
Always learning, Mary. 70s kids, we were messed up by the Croft show, Sid and Marty Croft.
You know what? I still say the first season of Land of the Lost is some of the best science fiction ever. And one of the reasons for that is because it was written by a lot of the guys that wrote Star Trek.
Yeah.
Even friggin' Walter Koenig wrote an episode. First season only, though. After that, it gets a little
Yeah.
But because the first season does tell like a whole story.
Right.
So I love it. But I love HR Puff and stuff. And what do I know? I love boils.
You love boils.
What do I know? I love boils.
And I'm going to do a really quick. I know you guys aren't going to care, but I'm going to put a link here to join the channel membership. I told them my goal was 100. We reached some people bailed, so we're back below 100 again. So I'd like to, and you can join the. Here's the link if you want to join.
Why would they bail?
There's the link. I have no idea.
What kind of d-bag would do that?
I wanted to reach 100. Because that would be a good mark to reach. I'd like to keep going and keep going.
Pride.
But we popped below. Dave Plouffe did join today, so thank you, Dave Plouffe. I appreciate that.
Damn right.
And I forget who gave the super chat. Let me see. I can pop that up here. Vanek Black Rose, love your work. Gets me through the nights. Thank you. So,
that's very nice.
So, so the super chat, I appreciate it. Dave Plouffe, welcome to level 3 support. Didn't you just do that?
No, I think you scrolled down.
Oh wait, are we? Oh no, that's I Love a Mystery. Yeah. I'm looking at the wrong stream.
You're at the wrong.
Let's get going. Okay, so I appreciate you guys. We'll see you next week. I got movie trivia this Saturday.
Ooh, what movie?
Don't know yet. I'm going to put it up.
Damn.
Tomorrow probably.
All right.
So look out for that. And until next
awesome.
time, you guys.
Thanks for listening to me talk about one of my favorite movies.
Yeah, and I'll see you guys in about 35-40 minutes, and we'll have some more fun.
By that time, I'll be sitting naked in front of my computer at home.
Oh, who? Oh, Alan Quartermain rejoined. Thank you very much. Welcome to Level 1 Support. So now we should be at 100. So there you go. That's pretty darn cool.
Time for some of you to bail. The ones of you that are on the fence.
You and Ted still need to review the second season of Space 1999.
Oh no!
Come on now, you won't be let down,
Oh, no.
says Schultze. Vanek Black Rose, thank you guys. Great show. Nosferatu for next show. Vanek Black Rose, well, which one? Because we did Nosferatu,
we did the 1979
version.
Werner Herzog version,
which
is really good.
Yeah.
It's hard to pick a favorite.
Yeah, there's the silent one. I'm not sure. I'll take that into consideration, but I'm leaving this to Ted to pick the movie.
Oh yeah. Got to make Ted happy.
So
after all those horrible films.
So there you go.
Even ones that I picked weren't all
Paul
that
P.
great.
Christman and John McGee joined earlier, so thank you very much. Appreciate that. So I'll end it now. And again, thank you, Vanek Black Rose. I do appreciate it so much. Till next time, we will see you.